A former Florida bridge tender was sentenced to 10 years in prison after violating probation in the death of a 79-year-old woman who fell from an open span of a bridge while walking her bike. Artitua LaFay Polk, 46, learned her fate on Tuesday in the death of 79-year-old Carol Wright, online court records show. Polk pleaded guilty to a manslaughter charge and was initially sentenced to 8 years of probation. She violated her probation by failing a drug test, failing to complete mandatory community service, and not paying court fines. Prosecutors argued for 15 years in prison, while her defense attorney asked the court to reinstate her probation, saying she was making progress and was a different person now. As Law and Crime previously reported, Polk did not look out her balcony to see if anyone was on the Royal Park Bridge on the afternoon of February 6, 2022. Wright fell through the bridge opening and died because of this, authorities said. Polk denied seeing the woman while opening the bridge, according to the arrest affidavit. She maintained that she stepped outside on the balcony of her bridge tower, as required, to ensure no one was on the span. But police said surveillance footage showed Polk did not step outside. Witnesses recounted the horror. One said he tried to save Wright, but he had nowhere to brace himself, and she was too heavy for him to hold, documents said. He had to let her go to stop himself from falling into the opening, documents stated. Another witness said he had stopped his car at the traffic light of the bridge. He heard Wright call for help. Ms. Wright then slid down the bridge and out of his view, officers wrote. The driver said he honked his car horn to get the bridge operator's attention, but the bridge continued opening. After the bridge closed and the gates opened, he drove to the bridge tower and used the call box to report that Wright had fallen. The bridge tender came out of the tower approximately 30 or 45 seconds before the medics arrived, the affidavit stated. This particular witness, could not recall hearing any verbal announcement before the bridge opened or if bridge tender was ever outside on the balcony. A female witness told cops she did not hear an announcement at that time, although she had previously heard announcements. Police learned from a supervisor that bridge tenders must step out onto the balcony 3 times during the opening procedures to ensure no vehicles or people are on the bridge before opening. But police say they reviewed surveillance footage of the bridge during Polk's shift. Her door did not open for 5 of the 6 bridge openings, including this fatal one, they said. Neither was there any movement, they said. There were a total of 6 openings that day, video showed. Police also said that Polk kept incomplete records, logging only 4 out of the 6 openings. Polk said she never saw the individual who fell from the bridge, authorities wrote. Polk said she had 5 openings today which she documented on a written log. Polk said operating the bridge is easy, but it requires a lot of looking because there is no sensor or warning that tells her if someone is on the bridge spans. Also, that same supervisor was Polk's mother-in-law Kathy Harper, documents stated. She allegedly texted the defendant after the incident to make sure you tell them you walked outside on balcony 3 times to make sure no one was past gates, and Harper instructed her to delete the message. Both women were fired. Harper was not charged in the incident. Wright's family reached a $8.2 million settlement with Florida Drawbridges, the company that operates Royal Park Bridge. Alberto Luperon contributed to this report.
Train was moving, woman says Brightline crossing here had no safety warnings. By Kayla McDermott. 19 hours ago. Imagine, crossing railroad tracks and seeing no warning lights or sounds, and then seeing a train coming straight to you. That's what Trish Utter says happened to her while out walking her dog Rupert on Monday morning. Utter says she was crossing the Brightline tracks in downtown West Palm Beach and was halfway across the tracks when she saw train headlights. To my horror, the train was moving. It wasn't stopped. It was actually moving towards me, Utter recalled. She and her dog ran as fast as they could to the other side. Utter says she didn't hear or see any safety warnings go off until the train was already past her. She also took video showing the crossroad guardrails stuck in an upward position. Only one came down to block pedestrians and drivers. You never expect to see that, and it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, she said. A spokesperson for Brightline clarified that one of the guardrails cracked just 5 minutes prior to Utter's crossing. They could not say how the rail broke, but that it caused for the safety warnings to not work properly. Following protocol, the conductor dropped the train's speed to 15 miles per hour or less, until a crew could fix the system. Utter said there was no traffic at the time. Absolute bloody miracle. Even though the train was going much slower than usual, it brings little comfort to Utter, who knows several people have been hit and killed so far this year on the tracks. I feel lucky that I'm going to have another Christmas, she said.
A spokesperson for Brightline clarified that one of the guardrails cracked just 5 minutes prior. Source: WPTV West Palm Beach.